G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. I am going to do another giant frog for you today. Do you remember me doing this guy? This is just a little frog and he has druzy crystals inside. So I put one of my, druzy crystal sort of inlays in there. And yeah, when I took it out, he had this amazing crystal finish. Look at the difference in size there. So this is my new frog mold. If you haven't seen it, I will link it for you down below. And in a few weeks, it will be in my Australian eBay store for all the Aussies that have been wanting it. Right, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do something like this one, but I'm going to use my big druzy inlay that I've made, and that's going to go in there. And then I've got these two little ones, and I thought I'd do those in the feet at the front, and then slightly bigger ones I thought I might just sort of put there in the knees like that. I do actually, if I could probably go and get some more little ones and put some little ones in the back as well. So we've got front, medium, and then back, and then a big one in the middle. So I'll do that. I have got more of them, and I do sell them. They're also in my eBay store. So eyes to start with, I have got, these are the 12mm eyes, and I've chosen these two green ones. I think those are the ones I want, and I'm just going to put, I'm not going to have it quite such a light green. I'm going to go for a slightly darker green. I'm going to see how this one goes, the forest green from Resin, alcohol ink. I'm going to see how that one goes. So we'll just, I'll put those away in a minute. Put them back in the bag. So I'm going to go with these two. So the first thing I need to do is get them in their little spots. So I'm going to use the UV resin from Resin, and I've got my little heat lamp here ready to go. So we're going to do that. And so you've probably seen me use this mold before, and I just got a marker and I drew around the eyes there just so that I could sort of see when I'm looking at it on the inside there. I don't know if you can see, but you can sort of see where the black ring is, so you know where to put your eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm nearly out of this one actually. Let it all run down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put probably two drops in there, like so. Make sure you put your lid back on it, because it can start to cure if you've got your lamp anywhere near it. And I can see a little bubble in there. Obviously I'm not going to torch because I'll melt my mold. So that's in there like that. Let's just kind of swirl. I know you probably can't see, but I'm just trying to swirl that little drop around in there. Well, 2 drops. I used 2 drops. Just going to swirl that around so it's coating that little eye cavity nicely. And then I can take my little eye, and I've just gone with the little round pupil, and you can use the tweezers or you can just plop it in. If you haven't seen these before, there's just like a little sticker on the back, so don't peel it off, because that's the eye. Don't peel it off. All right, let's just pop that in there. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm just going to turn this on, and I'm just going to do underneath first, like so. And once that's had 30 seconds to a minute, I can then turn it around and do the other side. So I'm going to do that with both of them. And then I'm going to mix up my resin. I'll show you which one I'm going to use. I am going to use the Resin Deep Pour. And when I go and get it, when I've got my hands free again, I'll go and grab that for you so that you can see what it is. So that should be good. You could potentially use the next size up, which is the 14, but I'm just going to do the 12mm. I do have the 14s as well, but I just want to make sure that it sits in there perfect. So 12 or 14 works fine. Now this mold, I weighed my previous frog that I did, and it weighed, I wrote it down, it weighed about 570 grams of, so it took 570 grams of resin. It's not going to take quite as much because this is going to be in there. So I'm going to mix up 350 grams of A and 170 grams of B, and I'm going to do 420 grams of resin. Let's just move that out of the way. I'll do the other one real quick for you. So same thing, put 2 drops in there, 1, 2. Swirl it around a little bit. Make sure it's covered. You could just use a, you know, like a little silicone brush if you wanted to, just to spread it. But I'm just going to do this. Now you have to be really careful not to touch that eye, because if you knock it or touch it, it will just pop straight out. Because you know how easily resin wants to pop out of silicone. So you've got to be really careful. Don't touch it, don't knock it. Be gentle with it. Otherwise it'll fall out and then that eye will be floating around and probably sink to the bottom of the head. So when you turn it over, you'll have this eye in the middle of the head looking at you. Which, I mean, you can fix it. You can drill it out. You can pour a little bit more resin in there. So if things like that happen, it's not the end of the world. It can be fixed. All right, let's get this other eye in there. I'm just going to throw it in with my fingers. Get in there. There we go. Hopefully you can see it in there. Make sure it's kind of where you want it, in the middle. I think that's about it. The good thing about having just the round pupil is you don't have to worry about being upside down or anything. All right, let's cure this one. And then I'll set the frog out and I'll put this around the front and cure them both. All right, I will see you once I've finished this and mixed up my resin, and then I'll add the colour. All cured. There's my resin. And it is this one. This is the bottle. Deep pour, 2 inches to 4 inches. So that's 10 centimetres deep, which will be fine for that. And it's a 2 to 1. So like I said, I've got 350 grams of A, 170 grams of B, 420 grams. I haven't got my other little cluster yet. I want to see what this looks like, this forest green. Now, just talking about the eyes again, you can put the eyes in like what I've done. You can just draw them like that. This one, I just used a black marker and then I put a silver line on it. You can do it that way. You can do it that way. So that's the second way. The other way is to use the glass eyes, but put them on after you've demolded, and you can actually just drill a little hole where the eyes are and then glue your glass eyes in. So there's 3 ways you can do it. So if you're not confident doing it like this and you still want to use a glass eye, wait till you've unmolded, drill out. You can use a Dremel. I use a Dremel, but you can use whatever you've got. Make a little hole for the eyeball and then glue your eye in. All right, let's just see what this looks like. I do need it to be quite transparent. So I'm going to add the colour slowly. If you don't have it, transparent enough, you don't see those gorgeous crystals sparkling in there. So I will just do it slowly. And then once I've done this, what am I going to do? Oh, that's right. Because I don't want any bubbles getting stuck in the crystals. So with this one, I am going to use my pressure pot. And I've checked and my mold just fits in. So what I'm going to have to do, I don't know how I'm going to be able to video this for you. I'll do my best, but I'm going to have to pick this up, put it in my pressure pot, which is over there. Maybe I can set my tripod up for you so that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to have to carry this over, because once it's full, I'm not going to be able to carry it because, look at that. I mean, it is stable, but if it's full of resin, even if I pick it up very gently, I probably will spill some resin, so I'm going to have to pour it when I'm over there. Now, does that look deep enough? Deep colour enough? Let's have a look. I know it's going to look quite pale. Look at that, you can hardly see it. I'll do one more drop, one more. So that's 4 of the forest green. So where it's deeper here in the body, it will look more like that colour. But then in the legs, which aren't so deep, you know, they're much more shallow, they will look a little bit more pale. Let's do 5. Just only because I like the number 5. I like 5. All right, no more, no more. Take it away. Take it, remove it from me. All right, so make sure that's mixed really well. You don't want any little streaks going on in there. I'm hoping that this isn't going to sink. It's quite heavy. So I think I'm just going to, I'm going to try and just kind of wedge it sitting on top like that, because I don't want it to sink down to the bottom. I'm just going to kind of try and wedge it like that. Because once the pressure pot, see, I don't want it doing that. That's going to be a problem. That will be a problem. Once the pressure pot lid is on and I've set it, it's going to be in there for 2 days. And I won't be able to take the lid off and check it. So I'm going to have to be really careful. What I might do, see, it wants to fall down. What I might actually do is get some of my silicone glue and just kind of attach it to the sides there. Now, like I said, it takes 2 days to cure, so that's okay, just sitting over there while I organise what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these gloves off. Got my little cotton gloves in underneath. I haven't got resin on the tips of my gloves. So I'm going to go and get another 2 of these. I'm going to put them in. I'm going to sort of try and attach the silicone to them, like across the top there, just to hold them, just in a couple of spots. And then I'll take it over and I'll pour the resin in, and we'll just have to hope for the best. Found another 2. Right, now this is what I use. It's from Smooth On. It's Silpoxy silicone rubber adhesive. So I'll use that quite a lot in my mold making and mold repairing and things like that. But I have still got some left in this tube, so we'll use this up first. Working time is 5 minutes. And cure time is 12 minutes at 73 degrees Fahrenheit or 23 degrees Celsius. So that's that one. So it doesn't take too long to cure. That's it there. So, like I said, what I'm going to do is I just want to put, and it's not going to damage my mold because it's only going to be like on the very edges of the mold. But I am going to just put a little bit there. I'm only going to put it across the top of that edge of the mold there. And the same on this side. Just a little guarantee, hopefully, that it's not going to sink while it's in the pressure pot for 2 days, because that would be terrible. Put a little bit here as well. Like so. Whoops. It's going to move around a little bit while it's sort of curing. I don't mind if this disc or this cluster kind of sits a little bit higher. Oops, it's all slippery now. Probably a good idea to get someone to help you hold it if you are doing this. And then a little bit just there. Just to hold that there. You probably just need to kind of hold that, position that just for a few minutes. But the way I've cut this piece, it's slightly bigger than the mold. So it's kind of wedging in there. But yeah, I just don't trust it in the pressure pot. So I'll just leave that one there. This one, you can see the difference. There's a small one and a big one. The little one I'm just going to kind of pop in there like that. Again, it should just sort of wedge itself in there, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to just pop a little bit of this silicone adhesive. Try to make sure that it doesn't go into the mold, because you know it's going to be, it might, well it will, it'll stay like on the sides, on the inside of your mold, and it could ruin your mold. So if you want to do this, make sure that you're really careful you don't get any silicone sort of dropping down the side, because it'll show up when you use your mold again. But I want to try this, so that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm just going to do the rest of them. I'm sort of facing it because it's bigger at that end. I'm putting it that way, and then sort of narrower towards the feet, or the legs I should say. So just putting a little bit there. And it needs to be at the top. You don't want your resin to go over the top of it, because, I mean, a tiny bit will be all right because you can just peel it off, but you don't want a lot of resin going over the top of this little silicone cluster. And you can always trim them down if you need to. Just try not to knock it too much, because I don't want anything else to sort of pop loose. But if you think it's a bit big, you could just trim a bit off. Once it starts to cure, it'll hold on a little bit better, stay where it's supposed to stay. So that's that one. So these ones for the knees, I'm just going to sort of pop there. Put a little bit of that on there and on there. Just on the edges. And that hopefully will hold in there. It's kind of sitting on that ridge there. It's sort of sitting on that ridge. So I don't know if that'll be a problem or not. You could, you know, trim your little drusies a little bit if you wanted to. A tiny bit more. And that one can just sit in there. And then these two down here. I'll just do them. I won't bore you with making you watch me do another one. Right, look at that. It just fits in. So that's good. Now this end here has dropped. I didn't notice it had dropped a little bit. So if I fill it all the way, I'm going to have a little bit of resin go over the top. But like I said, it's fine because it'll just peel off when I go to unmold. So let's pour this in. Now we don't have to be too careful. Gosh, where am I going to pour it? There's no room left. I'm going to have to go in here. Okay, I'm going to have to put some of this into another cup, because knowing me, I'll make a mess everywhere. So I've poured some into this little cup. It's got a bit of a lip, so hopefully I can aim it into that gap there and just basically fill it up. So I don't need to put the resin into, oops, knocking things. Don't need to put the resin into my vacuum chamber because there's a hair there. I thought I'd cleaned it properly, but I missed that, because the pressure pot will do all the work for me. You do need to make sure that everything's level though. I've got a stand in here. It's just like a tripod type thing with a bit of card on the top. So if I wanted to, I could put 2 items in the pressure pot. So there's one, I don't have anything, but I just prefer to use the top piece because it's just closer. Otherwise, I have to stick my hand right down. Pour a bit more. So we'll just keep going until it's full. My husband's just got back. Hopefully he won't start the dogs barking. Okay, so we'll just let that settle for a minute and hopefully go underneath all the little bits that it needs to, and then I can just top up the toes. All right, that's looking good. I'm just going to keep pouring it in here, and hopefully it'll go underneath that and into the toes. Just got to be careful I don't overflow anything. A little bit in there. A little bit in there. And I will ask my husband to turn the pressure pot on for me because he generally does that for me. I haven't actually, well, it's not that I haven't learnt, it's just that they're very huge, big nuts and things that you have to tighten, and I just don't have the strength in my hands to tighten them as much as they need to be tightened. Whoops. Went over there a little bit. So when I've done this, I'll go and get Dave. Ask him to come and turn it on for me. I don't think I'm going to use all this resin actually. Oh, we're going over. Don't go over. I don't really want any over the top because it'll weigh it down. So anyway, that's basically it. I'll put a little bit more in each of those little toes, and just be really careful with it, and turn the pressure pot on. Do you want to see that? Maybe I can, I've got resin all over me now just so I've got my gloves on. I'll keep the camera rolling for you while he does it, just so that you can see if you're interested in how to turn these on. I can't turn it off now. I can't turn my camera off. Oh. The lid. on about 70, no, 65. It's on 65. So that will just stay like that now for 2 days. And during that 2 days, if the pressure does start to drop a little bit, the compressor will kick in automatically and take it back up to 65, which Dave set it at. So there you go. Now this is, that's what it is. It's actually for spray paint, and Dave there was this metal tube that went inside. He took that out and he had to get a new valve. Don't ask me which one it is. It's a guy thing. Put a new valve on it, and now it's a pressure pot. All right, see you in 2 days. It has been 2 days. 2 seconds for you, 2 days for me. And my giant frog is ready to unmold. So let's do it. I've got a few different sort of tools here to help me if I need them. My little blade here, just in case I need to sort of cut any of the silicone away that I added there. But I'm going to start with this little one with a tiny little ball on the end, and we'll just see if I can get under there and get these out. So that's the area there. Oh, I was going to snip it with my little tool, but it seems to be fine. So that's the first one. Ooh, this is exciting. I was thinking they were going to stick more, but... And then if there's a little bit of resin that's sort of gone over the top, we can just peel that off. Like so. All right, 2 down. There's a bit of resin over the top of that one. So that's where I had that little bit of silicone adhesive attached. Oh, but it's come off. Okay. These ones are a little bit deeper, a bit thicker than the first ones, but that came out easily too. Look at that. Like a kid in a candy store. It's all exciting, isn't it? Trying something new. All right, another one. They all look good so far. These little ones, these are easy. They're only little small ones. Now, I guess you could, if you wanted to, turn this into a nightlight. I do have, you know, the little battery-operated candles that you could put in the middle there, and I'll try it for you as well. I haven't needed this yet, but I might over here because I put quite a lot of that silicone adhesive along there. I think I will just slice it, but not slicing my mold. I'm just going to slice through that bit of silicone there. Where else did I put it? We'll see. Maybe I don't need it. Let's get this out. Hopefully it won't be too difficult to get out. As in, because it's big, I'd have to loosen it a little bit all the way around. Now you just got to be careful when you're doing this, because these crystals in here, they can be sharp. So just be aware when you're taking this out, just to be careful. I'm just going to loosen it all the way around first. Make sure that I haven't got any of that adhesive still adhering. Yep, that's good. Let's do it all the way around. That's good. Let's come away from the frog there. Now I just have to make sure that this is coming away as well, which it seems to be. Oh, look at that! I've got a hold on it. You just got to open it enough to get a hold in there. That's all. And then it should just come out easily. Oh, look at that. Well, there wasn't much to trim at all. Wow. Okay, I can put those away. Yay! I haven't listed this one, this big druzy cluster. If anybody wants it, just let me know. I can make some, but I haven't actually listed it. Wow, look at that. Ooh, it looks amazing. Wow. All right, without further ado, let's get this little dude out. A little bit of silicone, resin over his little toes there. It's easy enough just to pick out. I usually start at the back feet. I don't know why I'm starting at the front. My fingers are still a little bit sore from the, if you were listening to me telling you about the reaction that I was having to my gloves. My fingers are still a little bit sore, so I've been putting these cotton gloves under my plastic gloves, vinyl gloves, but yeah, still seem to, I don't know, it still seems to give me a reaction even with the cotton gloves, so they're a little bit sore still. So bear with me while I get this out. It's not difficult to unmold. Just got to pull from down here to get that bit out. But like I said, my fingers are just a bit on the sore side still. All right. Oh, this is so exciting. I hope the eyes are in the right place. Let's get this head out. Just ease it out nice and gently. There's no rush. Oh, he's out. Oh, let's put my little mold back together. My mold is fine. It's perfect. I will link it for you down below. Good news, people, especially if you're in Australia. This giant frog mold will be available in my eBay store in just a couple of weeks. Okay, so yay! I'm gonna get a piece of. I think I'll just get a piece of whiteboard just to put underneath it here for the reveal. But yeah, the giant frog is available in my US Amazon store. And exciting news as well. People from the UK have been purchasing it as well and have received theirs. So yay, that's all happening. Let me just zoom you in. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. Let's have a look at the eyes first, shall we? Make sure that they're looking good. Oh, look at him. Oh, he looks amazing. Look at those eyes. And I got them in the perfect spot. Hello, little froggy. Hi. All right. Now I'll turn you this way so that we can see. Hopefully the lights will show the crystals, but probably have to take him outside for you. Here we go. Oh, look at that. That is stunning. What do you think? Wow, got the crystals there, we've got the crystals there, and then of course the big crystal section along the back. And where he is deeper there, it looks more green, and then where he's shallower here, it looks more sort of clear. So that's the previous one, the little baby froggy. Now I did grab one of my little tea lights, the little battery operated one, so we'll just turn that on. Again, I don't know whether or not you're going to be able to see it all that well with just with this light. Might have to just trim that. It's got a little plastic tip on it. It does actually come out, the little plastic tip. Like that. You can actually take it out if you if you don't have enough of the depth. You can take it out and you can put it back again later, but we'll see how that fits. Okay, under there, beautiful. So that sits nice and flat now. Not a lot of light, but probably enough light if the room was dark and it's, you know, sitting next to your child's bed. to send them off to sleep, and then once they're asleep you can come and turn the light back off again. Oh, that is so cute. All right, I'm going to see if I can get some better shots for you in different lights, because it's very difficult to see with all these ring lights around. But that's what it looks like. All right, I think we'll go outside, hey, to see these gorgeous crystals. There we go, we're outside in the sun. There's a side shot. If you put the crystal or the druzy cluster closer to his back, like a bit deeper, you can get more crystal look, like if you had a bigger one, but that's the only one I had at the moment. There's his eyes. And the birds are all saying hi. Look at that. What do you think? Do you like him or her? Love it. All right, I'll go inside and see if I can take a little photo for you with the, I'll try and turn the lights off. It is in the morning though, and the sun's out. It's a beautiful day. So I don't know how successful I will be at taking a photo for you in the dark, because it's not really dark, but I'll have a go. This is just in the shade. See what that looks like in the shade. Whoops, I dropped him. Okay, so there you go. What do you think? Let me know. I think it's pretty cool. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. And yep, make sure you grab yourself a frog, a giant frog. I'd love to see what you do with it. So if you're not already a member, join my Facebook group, Pouring Your Heart Out, and then you can show me what you've done with your frog. I'd love to see it. Okay, take care. Bye for now.